just setting up. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's well. I'm sorry I haven't been able to put my notifications on for my comments, and I always look up for comments if you've commented, so I'm sorry about that. I'm still ropey on this, the whole YouTube. I'm not used to it, I'll be fair. We were up to... I'll put it on side view so everyone can see it in a minute. I'm very quiet when I do this, I'm sorry. Just want to get it right. And we talked about where Jessica Taylor was found, right? Where she was right next to the range where he used to practice. We spoke about that. Or he actually alleged it as well, you know. And the permit about his work. I looked up something interesting about the charity he donates to. It's like a Catholic charity. Throughout the years, Heuermann established continued to expand diverse programs. Hang on. What is the history of Heuermann? In 1914, we opened our doors as a Catholic Guardian Society of Brooklyn and Queens to help 5,000 orphan teens find housing and jobs. Throughout the years, Heuermann established continued to expand and diverse programs. That's the charity where is it? Where is the charity? We've gone all past this now. It's a big document, by the way. That's why I'd like to go through it and talk through it, show you his list is on the Heuermann listed as a donator to them, you know. There you go. Right, Heuermann and its consultant agency Incorporated are listed as a donor for Heuermann. Yeah. So their involvement, it sounds to me like it's recorded. It's production of content. I feel that they're designing, making at these places, and that's always existed. I'm not the only one who imagines that, right? I'm not imagining it, it's really clear to me. And it feels like these productions on YouTube, they're not exactly trustworthy. So I find now all these like shows that I watched before, I'm going to unsubscribe to them. You know, I'm not going to list them, but the productions, you know, I don't understand. You know, they're working for an agenda, and this is the agenda they're protecting, and they don't know it, perhaps. I don't know, or don't believe it. I'm not under the disillusion. I'm reading these things. It's showing us. Yeah. Christine Belusco, the girl with the scorpion tattoo. That outfit looks very like a priest, you know, a bishop's uniform. On September 20th, 1991, a woman was found murdered in Staten Island, New York. She had been handcuffed and bludgeoned to the head and set on fire. I think we discussed this one. Did we? Hang on, let me just check. I'll be back. No. Her back and her body had been partially burned and she had been struck on the head. She was clad in black dress and sneakers. 5'5", weighed 101 pounds, with brown eyes and brown hair. Autopsy determined the cause of death was performed today. Staten Island police are seeking identity of the young woman whose body was found in the wooded ravine near South Beach Psychiatric Centre. See, these things are linked. Lieutenant William Quinn, head of Crimes Against Persons Squad in Staten Island, described the brown-eyed woman as 5'5" and 115 pounds. Mr. Quinn said she appeared to be about 22 or 23 years of age, wearing a black dress and pink trim neckline and pockets, size medium. She was wearing a pair of size 8 sneakers and brand name balloons. No identity was found, but Quinn noted that the woman had a tattoo of a scorpion on her right buttock and was wearing 2 gold chains and a ring watch. Remember when them ring watches were fashionable at the time? In 91, they were a big fashion accessory at the time to have your your time on a ring on your hand rather than your wrist. I remember that era. The body was discovered early Friday, Seaview Avenue near Patterson Avenue, across from the hospital, by an employee who first thought it was a mannequin. The police theorised that the victim may have been killed elsewhere and dumped there. Quinn said she was beaten and badly burned and was handcuffed. The autopsy report indicates she was strangled and hit on the back of the head several times. Quinn said the police are reaching out for other boroughs and hope that her family and friends will recognise her from the description and come forward so she can be properly buried. Anyone with information should be contact the police helpline. Okay. Michael E. McCahon, State Island DA. Over 30 years ago, an unidentified woman was found brutally murdered in Staten Island's East Shore. After years of work aided by innovative forensic genealogy, read Christine Belusco of Morris County, New Jersey, as the victim. That Christine had a 2-year-old child, Krista Nicole. Oh my God. Maybe this is the identity of the poor child as well. "1991 murder victim identified. DNA technique was used the same as the Gilgo killings. When her body was found beaten and manacled and burned in Staten Island 91, the unidentified murder victim came known as the girl with a scorpion tattoo because of a particular marking she had on her. But after the investigation spanned nearly 32 years and the expertise of the FBI played a major role in the Gilgo Beach and other Long Island murder cases, the woman on Staten Island was identified through genetic genealogy as Christine Belusco, officials announced Tuesday. This is the story about a brutal deprived act on violence and killed this young woman in her prime and dumping her body in a lonely, isolated field on the shore of Staten Island. McMahon had disclosed that Belusco, 29, at the time of her death, had a 2-year-old daughter named Krista Nicole, and investigators are trying to locate the child, who would now be 34 if she lived. We need public help, Mahone said about the search of Christine Nicole. Belusco's age initially wasn't announced as the investigation began in 1990s, but had been estimated to have been at least in her mid-20s then. She was found by the office workers in a weeded area opposite 777 Seaview Avenue in East Shore area of Staten Island. When the police found Belusco on 19th of September 1991, she appeared to have been beaten on the back of the head with a hammer found nearby. Her hands had been cuffed and the body bound, according to McMahon. This was done by someone who knew her, McMahon said. An autopsy revealed a scorpion tattoo on Belusco's buttock area. Police also found jewelry at the crime scene, but despite years of investigation by the NYPD, which included uploading Belusco's DNA to federal and local databases, her identity could not be determined. Finally, in 2019, McMahon decided to use investigative genetic genealogy to crack the case. Genetic genealogy is being used around the country to solve cases of unidentified victims. This was in 2019. In 2000, FBI and Suffolk County police officials announced they had identified Gilgo Beach murder victim Valerie Mack through genealogy. Wow. Last year, Suffolk District Attorney Dre Tierney and the Suffolk County Police Department Commissioner Rodney Harrison said they solved the 1980 Long Island murder of Eve Wilauskes through genetic genealogy, a method in which unknown crime scene DNA is prepared to genetic profiles uploaded to various websites by members of the public. Any genetic similarities may lead to construction of genealogical family trees to determine identities. Michael McCone said Belusco was identified in April 2021, and around that time investigators learned that her brother, that Belusco, had a daughter. On Tuesday, Mahoon said, "Give a shout out to New York FBI agent Lolly Giordano for helping in the Belusco case." Law enforcement officials said that Giordano Giordano, an expert in genealogy, had been involved in the Gilgo and Wilcox case investigations. Genealogy is currently being used to try and identify Gilgo victim known as Jane Doe, as well as those of her toddler daughter, and the FBI spokesman in New York said Giordano was unable to comment. Christine Belusco was found with a hammer and a pair of handcuffs. Look at the hammer. That's not any usual hammer. That's a very old one. During the search of Rex Heuermann's house, the police reportedly found handcuff keys. Exclusive Gilgo Beach serial killer suspect Rex Heuermann is stained torn shirt and handcuff keys in a workshop of his Long Island home. Suspect Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann kept a torn and stained shirt and handcuff keys in his workshop in his Long Island home. Investigators on Wednesday were spotted carrying a note that listed items discovered as cop comb the property for trophies linked to the victims. The 59-year-old architect, with murdering 3 women and is prime suspect in a 4th. This was at the time when he was caught. The suspect, Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann, kept a torn, stained shirt and handcuff keys in his workshop at his Long Island home. Heuermann also described the cabinet maker's hammer as his favourite tool. The hammer was found to believe to also body hammer. Yeah. Man named Lloyd, it's like you use distinctive hammers, has resided in Massapequa since prior 1989. I have one tool that is pretty much used in every job, and it's actually a cabinet maker's hammer. It's persuasive enough when I need to persuade something, and it always yields excellent results. And at the end of the project, whatever piece of furniture or what I'm working on, it always helps. It comes out beautifully. He went on to say, "Sometimes I have to be heavy framing hammer. Other times I am lightweight hammer, just to nudge things along." The property of Christine Belusco, he knew he was going to get caught. Belusco's body to the building Rex applied for permit, of course, for in 1991, 1 month before the murder. So he was stalking her. Here's the permit. Harvey Rothenberg, the person who had the property before him. The Rex Heuermann was overseeing it. Rex Heuermann on that date. So it was within the vicinity. And look where his victim last was. She's right there. Shannon Gilbert, the girl with the scorpion tattoo too. Shannon Gilbert disappeared on the 1st of May 2010 in Oak Beach, Long Ocean Parkway in Babylon, New York. She was driven from Manhattan to Oak Beach from a man named Joe Brewer, who had hired Shannon as an escort. Hang on. She was driven. Doesn't say anything about the driver, does. She was driven from Manhattan to Oak Beach, home of a man named Joe Brewer, who had hired Shannon as an escort. Other people are saying it's something else. Shannon called 911 at 4:51, pleading for help because she was going to be murdered. Shannon Gilbert was found dead along Ocean Parkway with 11 other women. A second woman's voice you can hear on the 911 tape saying, "Better hide too." Wow. Department of County Suffolk, New York, the 30th Yaphank Avenue, New York, accredited law enforcement agency. Shannon Gilbert, the date of birth, 5'5", light brown hair, small scar on her right eye, cherry tattoo on her left wrist, scorpion tattoo on her back, blue jeans, white blouse with ruffles, black boots. Oakham Residential Association, last seen. Anyone having information concerning the subject requested to contact. Shannon Gilbert is listed in her missing persons report as having a cherry and scorpion tattoo. Michael Pack, I don't remember her wearing it, but I remember people telling me they found a black jacket, I think, near the deck or something. Who told you that? I think Mary. Who's Mary? Mary Gilbert. Mary Gilbert? Mary Gilbert or Cherie. I think they told me that they found a leather jacket. Is it an accurate description of Shannon that they had small scar under her right eye? Right eye? I don't remember. Did she have a cherry tattoo on her left wrist? I think so. I don't remember. Did she have a scorpion tattoo on her back? I don't remember. Was it on top of her back or... I don't know. I'm asking you. Very curious indeed. I'm going to listen to that tape again, because if there's another woman speaking on that, saying you better hide too, I'll be honest, that tape does sound strange. I've only listened to it twice because it terrifies me. Okay. On the 5th of 2007, Shannon was arrested as part of a sting of cops targeting S-workers in Upper State, Saddle River, New Jersey. 7 busted in prostitution sting, Upper Saddle River. 7 people were arrested during the undercover prostitution sting connected to free escort services, police said Thursday. Shannon, 21, of Upper Saddle River, Arlene Aguilera, 33, Brooklyn, Elizabeth Gonzalez, 31, of Union City, and Gladys Montalvo, 38 of Hoboken were arrested and charged with engaging in a swag, said Upper Saddle River Police Chief Michael Fanning. Rance D. Fanning, 38 of New Jersey City, Eric Ballister, 41 of Hoboken, and Michael DeVivo, 30 of Bloomfield, were charged with promoting S-work and maintaining a nuisance. Anyway, she got busted for prostitution. She was working for lace party girls and wet and wild escorts and adorable, beautiful models. These escort services are outcalls that people make phone calls to, Fanning said, and then the S-workers, transported to the locations. Montalvo was also charged with possession of cocaine and charged with impersonating a police officer after showing a fake badge. Undercover police at the scene, Fanning said, police got a tip about the operation and conducted an 8-hour sting from the hotel Route 17 South. The hotel was not involved in the ring. Officers made the calls and the girls will come and offer up their services, Fanning said. The suspect was processed and released on bail pending court appearance. It's dangerous out there in that New York. On the 7th of July 2007, a post about Shannon Gilbert was made on the Utopia Guide Escorts Review Forum. Let's read it. 7 people were arrested during undercover prostitution sting connected to 3 escort services, police said Thursday. Shannon, 21, Upper Side, Riverside, and also charged with women employees of Lace Girls and the other. This is her forum. Got to be a story behind this. Why would these cops start calling these services? Involves a 21-year-old from Saddle River. Anyway, the irony is when they usually bust these services, they say it brings a calling the element to the hotel. Hope that other PDs don't get idea of calling escorts into their jurisdiction for some. Though the article is choppy, I think we were operating out of it. The pimp would bring the girls to the hotel and then people call. I know Upper Saddle River doesn't get that busy, but I don't think even they would call someone up that isn't anywhere near the area. I'm not sure what this is trying to angle at, but I'm going to look back on this. Local hotels. I know that 17 slices through a small chunk of Upper Saddle River as a hotel or more there. The older hotels are definitely of the no-tell variety for a while. It's possible a group set up a shop at one of those. This was one of several advertisers in the back page of local entertainment magazines stepping out. The alley probably prowl round, and if they see a NNJ, Northern Bergen County listed, they jump. It's not like there are tons of other work for them around here to do. Pulling drunk drivers, etc. Look at all that. I think there is more to do. Fuck's sake. Joseph Roos, kebab house pimp. 21 of 2009. Carly Baldwin, Heuermann, now short-lived. The kebab house is a network on Washington streets when it first opened in the fall of 2008. The Hotel Kebab House in Heuermann is soon to be no more. We hear instead of something called Cafe Europa, not to be confused with Europa Cafe chain. That's all over Manhattan. Will be moving soon. They'll be serving typical tea and even have live music updates. 1 a.m. 1 p.m. I don't know what this is about. Photo courtesy of County Court Office. Michael Roos, 43, owned a kebab house and allegedly ran high-priced call girl ring out of New Jersey City Heights. Earlier this month, Roos was arrested for running a high-priced ring and offered clients cocaine and charged up to $3,500 an hour for the services of one of the 40 scantily clad models pictured on his website. The business took in about $250 a month before it shut down. The investigation into Roos was triggered 6 months ago by the information provided by Hoboken Police. As for the escort agency Shannon is known to have been associated with, October 27, 2003, Party Girls Escort at Jersey City. Escorts. November 2003, Lace Escorts, New Jersey. March 2005, Lace Escorts, New Brunswick, New Jersey. She went through a few agencies, didn't she? 14th of 2006, Wet n Wild Escort Agency, New Jersey. Don't get any ideas, people. April 2008, 2007, Lace Girl Party Ads. Wow. April 9th, 2008, Lace Girl Party Ads, the record. 2000, August 28th, Wet n Wild Escorts. So she worked for him. That's what it's trying to imply here. It's actually indicating the truth, this article, and I find it really interesting that nobody is reporting much from this article because it has lots of detail in. Joseph Roos, money laundering and cocaine trafficking, who's charged with. Pimp from Jersey City Heights admits laundering millions made through call girl services. June 12, 2010. This was after what Shannon went missing. She went missing 1st of May. I'll read up to this bit and then I'll... A Jersey City Heights man pleaded guilty yesterday of laundering more than $3 million a year that he made providing big spenders with prostitutes and drugs, officials said. Roos, 44, operated world-class party girls a face-up for 7 years in prison when he is sentenced on the 17th, said Hudson County Assistant Prosecutor. Roos is currently free on bail for £500,000. A year-long probe began after Hoboken police received a tip led to county investigators dismantling the escort service. For more information, see today's Jersey Journal. Okay. Hudson County prosecutor 44 roofs of Jersey City made money through a prostitution ring and sometimes provided illegal drugs to clients. He faced up to 7 years in prison when he's sentenced on the 17th. Investigations found credit card bills as high as $20,000 for one session. When more than one prostitute with cocaine was involved, they would custom as high as $100,000. Roos remains free on bail for £500,000 bail. Man admits laundering millions. Why did he admit it? Because there's worse that he knows and he's involved in, of course. Jersey City operator of Northern Jersey-based escort service, has admitted laundering up to $3 million per year. Hudson County prosecutors say 44-year-old Roos of Jersey City made the money through prostitution and by sometimes providing legal drugs to clients. He faces up to 7 years. Prosecution authorities seized several $100,000 from bank accounts associated with Wildcast Girls and charged customers rates rang from $500 to $3,500 per hour. Investigators found credit card bills as high as 20 grand for one session, and more than one prostitute cocaine was in 100,000. Roos remains free. Escort firm admits laundering money. So there's loads of footage, there's loads of evidence. That's what they're trying to tell you. Lace party girls, yeah, that's how he'd do it through his Facebook. Michael Pack, the driver. Now, we will talk about this further on our next episode tomorrow. It'll be out by 4 p.m. I take care and be safe, and always subscribe and like my videos. Get my content out there. Thank you. Bye.